What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Destiny 2 Season of the Arrivals video. And today's video, I'll be going over the Seasonal Pass Pulse Rifle, the Cold Denial. Now, how to obtain this Pulse Rifle? At first, you get it from the Season Pass. It actually comes with a standard roll. You can actually get it to drop with random rolls from just completing activities, and you can also get it specifically through the Umbral Engram. You just have to make sure that you select the correct engram when you go to basically narrow down what weapons you want. This does fall under the high impact pulse rifles, which means it is high damage but low firing. It is a little different than the aggressive burst. Aggressive burst is actually 4-round burst, whereas high impact frame is 3-round burst. So that's probably the main difference, but still, like I said, it is slow firing yet hard hitting. First, let's go over PvE and pull up the perk pool here. Now, first up, we can go over the barrels and whatnot. Personally, it's PvE, so I don't think barrels are going to matter, really. If you did want to go with stability, maybe go with something like polygonal rifling. But then I would say if you wanted, like, I guess, like, more vertical recoil control, you could go with something like chamber compensator or arrowhead brake. Magazine-wise, obviously, you have a couple options in here. I feel like everything like steady rounds and flared magwell and light mag, those are all good options in general. High caliber rounds are pretty solid as well. You can flinch some enemies. Extended mag wouldn't be bad because you can actually pair that with something that allows you to reload this weapon faster. Appended mag wouldn't be bad either. So any of those options that are highlighted aren't too bad. I would say if you're going to use extended mag, make sure in trait column number 1 you have Feeding Frenzy. Now, Feeding Frenzy did get a change. Basically, you can't just get one kill and expect it to reload extremely fast. It actually has a stacking effect now, which stacks up to ×5. And since this is a high-impact pulse rifle, it does have a pretty good mag size, so you can get like a good amount of kills on this thing before you have to reload. And so with Feeding Frenzy, you'll actually be able to reload it way faster here. And there in trait column number 1, I don't think there's a lot of other really good perks in general when it comes to PvE. Maybe something like Grave Robber, but again, this is a pulse rifle. The only reason I say Grave Robber is because if you look at trait column number 2, you do have Swashbuckler. Basically, it is a damage buffing, stacked up to ×5 every kill you get, and that goes 1 to 5, obviously. But if you get that melee kill, it actually automatically goes up to ×5. And if you have Grave Robber paired with it, it automatically refills the magazine when you get a melee kill. So it does kind of make sense in that aspect if you're going to be rocking a build that is melee based. But again, this pulse rifle is more, it should be used more at a distance, I would say, just because it is higher impact. You're not going to be able to take out, I would say, as many adds close up like you would with, like, I guess an SMG, for example. But still, that combo won't be too bad. My current combo is actually Feeding Frenzy paired with something like Multi-Kill Clip. Now, Multi-Kill Clip and Kill Clip have been, I guess, they've essentially been rated as the top, I would say, damage dealing buffs in the game for PvE. I see a lot of, I guess, just like people a lot of credible people in the Destiny community switching over from something like Rampage and Swashbuckler to Kill Clip and Multi-Kill Clip. Multi-Kill Clip is good because it actually stacks up to ×3 and can do really, really good damage. And so since this is a high damage pulse rifle, you can take out those adds very easily, which gets Feeding Frenzy up, and then you can actually have Multi-Kill Clip kick in. So it's not bad. And the other ones they have highlighted, there's a new perk that basically you get, if you get 3 kills, you get health back. I don't think it's really going to matter in PvE. There's also one where you get a kill and you reload, and it basically works like auto-loading holster where it reloads your other stowed weapons. So it's like a little different version of that, but I don't think it's going to matter. But again, I would say your probably main perks here when it comes to trait column number 1 and trait column number 2, I would say go with Feeding Frenzy paired with Multi-Kill Clip, or then Grave Robber paired with Swashbuckler, or even something like Feeding Frenzy paired with Swashbuckler. That wouldn't be bad either. But I think the number 1 thing would be Feeding Frenzy with Multi-Kill Clip. Maybe pair that with Extended Mag so you can actually get some more kills on there to make Feeding Frenzy reload your weapon faster. And like I said, barrels doesn't really matter. Overall, I really do like it, especially with the Unstoppable mod that you can pair on pulse rifles currently. It just seems to hit really hard, and I just really enjoy the pulse rifle in PvE. So if you do get a good roll on it, like mine, with Feeding Frenzy and Multi-Kill Clip, highly recommend testing that out in PvE. Now, when it comes to Crucible, we have a couple of options here. Obviously, if we go back to the barrels, it looks like they're choosing range and arrowhead brake as your main options here, which I would say either chamber compensator or arrowhead brake to help with that vertical recoil. Just because it is high impact, you do want to make sure that your shots are, I guess, lining up. They're a little more vertical and not all spread out. If we look at magazine here, I would say ricochet rounds is probably your top option here. Next would probably be something like high caliber rounds. But if you wanted to go for stability, I would go with flared magwell. Gives you a little more extra stability there. Let's look at trait column number 1. Feeding Frenzy is always good, but I think we have some better options here in general. You do have a new perk called Killing Wind, which basically when you get a kill, you get an increase to like handling and your movement speed and stuff like that when you get a kill with this weapon. So It is an interesting perk, and I did end up using it on here. Another good one would be Zen Moment. Zen Moment has always been a staple perk, and especially with like this high impact weapon. Once you do damage, it like automatically increases stability on this weapon, so it helps out a lot. Pulse Monitor has been improved to where when you get low on health, it reloads, and you get to increase the handling speed on weapons. And since this is a high impact frame pulse rifle, the handling is not very high on it to begin with, so that does help out. Let's look at trade column number 2 here. And we do have a couple of options that I think are interesting. Obviously, you do have your damage dealing perks like Swashbuckler and Multi-Kill Clip, which, again, can be good because if you are trying to get, I guess, kills faster the following kill, it does work out. I say Eye of the Storm is pretty good too, getting increased to accuracy when your health gets low. That can pair up with something like Pulse Monitor, you get that increase to handling. And Head Seeker. Head Seeker is interesting because if you shoot the chest and you hit a headshot, it gives it a, I believe it's +2 damage to the weapons, so it does compensate if you don't hit all your headshots. So it's very interesting. I have a multitude of PvP roles, and I think, and like I said with the barrels, I think you're going to go with polygonal rifling as your main, and then maybe chamber compensator if you got it. Something like ricochet rounds would work best. Then I would say either choose something like Killing Wind, Zen Moment, Pulse Monitor. And then for that last column, if anything, I would just go with Multi-Kill Clip if you want the damage. But if you want the increase of accuracy or maybe a little more headshot damage, go with the Eye of the Storm or Head Seeker. Just go over my final thoughts. I would say one of the very interesting things about this pulse rifle is the sight specifically. The sight does not zoom in very far, and I do like that. It doesn't have a very far zoom factor versus other, I would say, higher impact weapons in general. And that is one thing I do like. The sight is very minimal. You can kind of see your surroundings. And I don't know, that's just something that I noticed in the gameplay, and I think that's a lot better for people who maybe want to have a quicker, I would say, PvP experience. You can actually see what the heck's going on around you and all that jazz. But overall, I do think this pulse rifle is very good, especially for high impact. They haven't really been very popular in Destiny 2 at all, ever. And so maybe this is the opportunity to maybe actually show them off and actually show that they can be used in a unique and interesting way, especially in PvP. Alright guys, looks like we're at the end of the video. Just wanted to cover 3 things with you. Number 1, about support. If you're looking for the #1 best way to support me, there's a link below that'll take you to a 4-minute video that I made a while ago. If you want to go watch that, that'd be awesome. If not, it's definitely not going to hurt my feelings. You can also subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video, follow me on social media with the links below, and all that great jazz. Number 2, regarding social media, I have a Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, and a few others. If you would like to keep up to date on Destiny 2 related content, be sure to use those links below to find me on those platforms. And number 3, going over the clan, if you're looking to join my clan, we have some spots open on all platforms. We're looking for active players and community members in the Destiny community. And typically we like to play casual PvE and PvP a majority of the time. I'm definitely all about that solo grind, but I'm willing to definitely play with people in the community, like definitely willing to do that. If you're looking to join, there's a link to the clan page on the Bungie.net site below, and all you have to do is request to join and I'll approve it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll catch you next time.